This is Jason's Electronics Repair. Welcome to my yard. We're going to be streaming some stuff. I thought I wasn't going to stream today, but I'm going to do it anyways, just to get some stuff done and to see if I actually have some bad chips here. And I also have a new layout on my bench that I want to test out before I make a video. So I want to get this set up here so I can turn on my stuff much easier. I have a screen for chat. Kaz, Jim, Zardy, hello. So now my chat is at eye level here. Let's switch to the main scene here. And I got me a new silicone cable for my switches. So I'm going to plug this in here real quick. There we go. And I have my meter. And I'll put this one up for other cables. Get that back there. There we go. So nice silicone cable for the switches. A little longer than I would have preferred, but it'll work. That's an Anchor brand one. It was on a Prime Day deal. So, but we're gonna do this one. Needs M92 work, so we're going to get it in there. Hello, Travis, Daniel, how y'all doing? Good to see you in the stream here. Apparently, my YouTube is acting up, and it says I have 0 viewers. Oh, there it goes. It just popped to 4. That was weird. So let's get this board in this board holder, and let's take a look at the disaster that is M92. So let me focus this. There's M92. There we go. Focus it for me. I can focus your guys's. Hit the ring. There we go. Should be good. All right. So we have bridged components here. We have bridge components here and here. So I need to take care of those bridges. And then I need 2 resistors here and M92. So I'm going to take care of these bridges first. And my hand is shaky real bad. So I'm going to get my little cheat block here to rest my wrist on. All right, I should be able to handle that. And I mounted my fume extractor on a arm here, so I can get that down in position. So if you see here, I can show you, I have my fume extractor that I can just position there. I got the dial here, I can turn it on. So that's set to go on that. Hot air. 480, that's fine. I'm going to turn my airflow down a little bit. All right, so I'm going to add a little flux to these, and hopefully they will move on their own to their respective homes. That is on the right camera. Oh. Yeah, this is a prior repair job. This is a prior. There's also a capacitor missing here too. Touch this with the micro pencil. I can get some of that solder out of there. Need to see this better. Oh yeah, that needs to be cleaned up a little bit more. Add a little bit of flux to that. Still have my hot air in my hand there. I'm gonna remove that. Add some flux. Oh, y'all couldn't see that. Wow. I don't know why that. You're not seeing what I'm seeing. That's weird. So now we're gonna move over to this side. Now see, there's in view for me. Okay, it's still in view for you. All right, let me see if I can get this one up here. You guys can see the hot air shaking. I have my hand braced and I am shaking real bad today. And I blew that component out of there. That might be gone. Yeah, it pinged away. I don't see it anywhere. Yep, that pinged away. All right. That's fine. We can put a new one on later. So what I want to do is I want to tin up these pads. Zoom back into this. All right, so add some flux. Actually, how do I want to do this? Do it with the micro pencil. these pads all nice and tinned up. Check chat in a minute. All right. Let's see here. What's going on with chat? Diego, hello. How's it going? Let's see. I find in situations like that yelling at it. Yeah, that does. Yelling at it helps. Yelling at it always helps. It's the best way to solder, in my opinion. Is the anger yelling technique. So I'm going to get my brush here, and I'm going to dilute that flux. And then I'm going to OMG. No. Don't spread that garbage around here. Oh, thought it was out of Chemtech wipes. I was gonna have to throw a fit. And then we'll pick up the diluted flux with the. See, I dilute the flux with the alcohol, and then I soak it all up with the Chem wipe. So now I got to get back in position here. That's not too bad. I should take it M92. I got to touch up this one pad over here. So I'm going to do this like that. Yep. I gotta work on my irons a little bit. The wires aren't exactly in the spot they need to be in. So I changed my whole layout. I have my meters up top and my supply up top, and then I put a monitor in front of me here. It could be stuck to the bottom of the board. I don't see it. Yeah, I'm not seeing it anywhere. So one thing about this board holder is this side over here gets encased with flux, and it goes to the other side of the board. So, all right, let's get out an M92. We'll use a different pair of tweezers. Hopefully this one isn't bad like the last 132 bad chips. So I got bad run of chips. No longer sell M92 chips because I can't guarantee that they work, and I won't sell something I can't guarantee. Some people will, not me. Place this in that flux. A good squishy squish. Turn my airflow down. Check. Well, I like to see it. Fume extractor. Kaiser, how's it going? Yeah, Blue North. Exactly. Let's check to see how that went down. Hopefully it went down pretty good. Looks good from the top view. For this, I need it out of the board holder. I'll kick that aside. All right. Clean both sides of this to get all that flux off of there. Alarm that needs to be undone. So you turn on the coffee maker. Thank you, buddy. All right. Let's take a look at these joints here. All right. Let's see here. Not too bad. Raise my scope up a little bit. Hopefully that could be seen by you guys. Probably could use a touch up. I probably could use a touch up on that, but I gotta put all these capacitors back and resistors. So I am going to go there. I am going to clean out this a little bit. You know, if you just take the couple seconds it takes to clean it as you go there, it just makes it so much more. Man, these brushes, man, the hairs come out like crazy. Not the best designed brushes. They're supposed to be for cleaning electronics, but very cheaply made. So let me get this set back up and make sure it's in the proper view here. That's about how I want it to look. Let's see how that looks for you. Yep. So kind of need it right there. Yeah, that should be good. Let's try that. All right, let me add a little bit of flux to this. How's chat doing? Oh, Jason, you have to pull that tissue. Pull the tissue. Yeah, I move it around. Yeah. Oh, let me see what's going on there. Can't see here. Oh, the microscope bracket. Yeah, yeah, I hope you end up doing something good with that because that was a very clever design that you had there, Daniel. So, um, you know, it worked out pretty well. I just gotta check a message. Someone messaged me. So, let's go back to YouTube. Okay, so let's get these little resistors on. And I want to touch that capacitor to get rid of this right here. Get rid of some of that solder on there. It's way too much. All right. These things are a train wreck. So let's get the 0201 resistors out. 0201 100K. 201 100K resistors. Well, I'm going to use, probably against my better judgment, I'm going to use these tweezers. What I do is I dip the tweezers in a little bit of this flux here, and then I touch the component. Any other time it will pull it out of the bin. All right. That one, I'll flip back, I'll flip it over in a second. So let's see here, that one's gonna go there. So we'll let that sit. I'm gonna put these resistors away. Because if you don't put them away, then they get lost and then you don't have any resistors. So you put it away as soon as you're done with it. I mean, I have other switches I gotta fix today that need those resistors, but I still put them away. Because that's who I am. Bill, how's it going? Yeah, I asked you, I texted you if you were busy and you didn't answer, so I figured you were, so I let it go. It's fine. Philip, how's it going? Solder? Solder. Let's solder these on. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a nightmare. I knew that was gonna happen. And before anybody says it, yes, that's cheating. But you know what? I have hot tweezers. So, oh well. Yeah, what's up now, huh? I'm not ashamed of my equipment anymore. You know, I was like, people would like criticize me for having equipment, and I would feel like guilty for having stuff. Because, you know, I worked hard for my money, and I guess that's a bad thing. So, I guess that's what people think. You shouldn't work hard for your money and buy things you want. I guess that's not the proper way to live. I'm not sure. But yeah, people used to make me feel bad about my equipment. And you know what? I don't feel bad anymore. You know, if it does the job, I don't care. So I don't want people to dictate whether or not I should have good equipment or not. It's 1 p.m. Really? Johnny, hello? Oh, chat's booking. Everybody wants to talk to Phil. There we go. Oh, this is a rat's nest of wire, of soldering cables. That's going to be fun later. Oh. I probably should figure out what capacitor that is. So let's see if I can figure out what capacitor that is. I don't know if there's only a place to go to find out what it is. 3.5 hours for a reball. Why is this not opening? Oh yeah, you guys, you're watching this back on a replay or you're in the chat and you can find the Windows drivers for singlet test equipment, shoot me an email. Because I cannot find the new Windows drivers for my power supply, my meter, or my oscilloscope, or my function generator, or my DC load, but I can't hook them to the computer, and that is got me super, super irritated. What is that? That is a 1 or 2.2 microfarad 0402. Oh, I don't know. Should I put a 1 or 2.2? What to do? Somebody just said I'm gonna put a 1. I'm gonna put a 1 there. See, I'm gonna flip through my book of 0402 capacitors and see what we have here. Well, breathe and calm down. Just gotta My book of capacitors only goes up to 1 microfarad, which is fine, but you know, 0402 is coming bigger stuff. That's just not cool to not have it in the size, you know, in larger sizes. Definitely not cool. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to give me a little bit of flux on my tweezers. I'm going to put that bad boy right there. You suck, capacitor book. Yeah, I can say that. That's not a bad word. I'll put the book away because even though it was mean to us, we still put it in its place. Now, what did I do with that capacitor? Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, this isn't really a stream other than, hey, I had to do this. Didn't feel like making a video, so I streaming it. And it's just basically what I would do today. put this capacitor on, and then we're going to have a chat. Come on. Get on there. Now magically. Oh, this one's going to be tricky. Can't get the... Why is my tweezers in my hand weird? Now I'm telling you, I am having a... Can you see this? Yeah. I'm having a strange existence of a day. Yep, definitely having some issues. There we go. That looks like garbage. Let's put some flux on it and do some stuff to it. And as you saw there, my tweezers went all wacky. These are different tweezers than I normally use. So I like to give my... Oh, of course I took it off. Come on. Stop. Stop coming off. Touch it up with the micro pencil. Oh. You know, at some point you just have to pop the hot air on it and just be done. You know, it gets to that point where, you know, you just add some flux and then you come in here with your hot air and you knock stuff over. And there's too much solder on this thing. This is driving me nuts. You know, people think you need a lot of solder, but you don't. Let's get these to reflow again. There we go. It's close enough. All right, so now we got, we'll flip this back around and we got this little guy to do. Actually, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. The board is very hot, by the way. And now I can get on this. All right, so now we're gonna do this one. And that is a 10 nanofarad O201. So O201. And just Making sure, yep, 10 nanofarad. Nanofarad. We'll check it one more time. Yep. So we get my tweezers. I'm gonna get a little bit of this flux on my thing. Hold on. There's some gooey stuff. There we go. Now we got that. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I've literally just pinged off. Night, Amazon. Your shitty tweezers are done. I gave you a chance. You have failed me. So I'm going to go to my trusty blue tweezers because they don't do things like this. They are big boys. All right. Where do these capacitors keep going? What the? Hopefully I don't lose this one. Oh, close. Oh, this is my day, let me tell you. Figured this had to be entertaining. This kind of day had to be entertaining to people. Let's see. Yeah, everybody has these days. All right, let's see here. Oh, tweeter and view. All right. There we go. So it's not the prettiest. It'll function. Okay, this could be, I could have just did all that work in it. This could be a dead board. So let's get the fume extractor out of the way. Let's get the camera off. Let's get back up here. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. So we're going to get this cleaned up here. Oh, let's see. Let's flood this with alcohol now. That wasn't alcohol, that was flux remover. All right. All right, let's make sure none of my components moved. No, they all look to still be there. They all look to still be there. An ultrasonic toothbrush, that sounds pretty cool. But I just, can't all have fancy stuff, Phil. Can't all have fancy stuff. Some people have to pay $1,700 to get one car fixed and then pay another $2,400 to get the second car fixed. So some people blew their entire extra spending budget for the entire year by June. So some serious cuts had to be made. Get this cleaned. All right. Let's see if this charges at least. So we will plug the battery into it. No explosion there. Come down just a little bit. Whoa! What? Oh! What the? Okay, hold on. We gotta look at the. We gotta look at the other side of this board for a second, because I just got burned. Yeah, I just got burned by something over here. Something definitely burned me over here. So I don't know. We're gonna break out the thermal camera just because we can. All right, I'm gonna get this set up. Take me a second, guys. Okay. Yeah, it was pretty hot. Yep, definitely a thing. I don't know. That was weird. It felt like it was on the backside of the board, but could be BQ getting hot. That's the thing with these. These things are a freaking nightmare of a all right, can we you want it this way? Let's back out a little bit. There we go. So we got the phone there and the board there. Okay, so let's hold this up there, and we're going to come to this area over here. We're going to plug this battery in. Whoa, you guys see that? Were you guys able to see that? Something got smoking hot and it traveled through the whole board. Let's see if I can go in a little bit. Of course, now the phone says it's not connected. Okay. Huh? I'm thinking it's BQ, to be honest with you. If I zoom in, can you guys see that? Yeah, you guys can see that. If I plug this in, attempt to plug this in. Yeah, 100, 92. I believe that's BQ that's getting hot. Yeah, that's BQ. So fun. BQ now. This is just my life. Right? So just so we know, I'll let that charge up some more. I'm gonna put my cable up. Who wants to make a wager? Michael, say hello. How you doing? Welcome to the stream, Johnny. I don't know if I said hello to you. So we plug that in. That gets red hot. Oh, I was covering the screen. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was BQ. It was BQ that got super hot. So we're gonna see how bad that short is, because that got hot extremely fast. And why don't we just find out how much current was drawn by that bad boy? Let's do that. Let's find out how much current was sucked up from my battery by hooking it up to the power supply, turning it on. I can't put the power display on the screen because I don't have the drivers, but I can. Oh, this is weird. I made this cable too short. Okay, so I'm going to plug this in, and then I'm going to read the current, and then I'm going to pull it off. So plugged it in. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's strange. Is my battery thing need to be woken up? Seriously? Is it not working now? I wanted to have fun. Ah, it's got to be woken up. Okay, whatever. Well, there goes that idea. So I can't do that. I can't tell you how much current it is because I can't wake that up without with this board. I'd have to get a different board. Actually, I really want to know, so I'll get a different board out here, and I'll hook this board up real quick. Yeah, because I really want to know what kind of current draw that thing has. Put this on. So plug this in here like that. And then we will wake up this with this USB-C charger. There goes. Now it should be taking battery power. Okay, so now that's working now. So that gave me, so now we're going to plug this in now. Okay. So I'm going to plug this in and see what the current draws. 2 amps at 3 volts. So it's 2 amps of current. So something's definitely off. So 2 amps of current, guys. That was the limit I had my power supply set to. I don't like to use it more than 2 amps on Nintendo Switches. So we definitely have some issue with BQ. But yeah, 2 amps, that's crazy. Let's take a look at BQ here under the scope. And capacitor looks a little discolored. I don't know. So we're in continuity mode. I got different probes on today. I want to try these. I don't believe one of them is supposed to be short. And that coil is shorted to ground. The coil's meant to be shorted this way, not to ground. So this chip's definitely bad. We'll check the rest of the caps. All right, these are all resistors. Looks like it's BQ time. Woohoo! BQ time. Where's my BQ taco? BQ taco. BQ taco. No, BQ taco. This is the BQ taco. Yes, this is the BQ taco. Okay, guys, let me show you the BQ taco. Am I back, guys?